Next company, Ed and Patrick from Jukedeck. Where are you? Yes, please welcome them.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
Thank you very much. We make loads of videos. 300 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute by companies, organizations, and individuals. That number has trebled in the last 2 years alone. And all these videos need music. But sourcing music for your videos can be really, really tricky. It's expensive and under copyright. It can take ages to find the right music for your video. It's really, it's never the right length for your video. There are all these annoying problems. It's not tailored to what you need. Ultimately, you end up using the same music that everyone else is using. And that is the problem that we have solved at Jukedeck. Jukedeck writes original music at the touch of a button. We've built a piece of software that can write tunes, chord sequences, and songs entirely on its own. What that means is it can create an unlimited amount of unique music in a variety of styles that's generated on the spot and that has absolutely no royalties associated with it. Now, we think that's really exciting. We'll have a load of applications and in a load of industries, but the first thing we've done with this is build this site for video creators. What you do is you go onto it, you choose a style of music, you choose a couple of settings like what speed you want, how long you want it to be, and then you generate as many tracks as you want and download the ones you like without having to worry about royalties at all. We've actually just opened our beta. If you're looking to make a video, please come get some music on our website. We really think getting music for your videos has never been easier.
The market for music for videos is massive. $3 billion was spent in 2013 on production music for videos, of which $500 million was spent on simple stock audio websites. We've assembled the perfect team of composers and developers to crack this problem. Ed studied music at Cambridge University and is a published composer. I've known Ed since we were 8 years old and spent 3 years at Google striking video partnerships. Back home in London, we've got a first-class development team. We haven't even launched yet, but already Google have used our music in one of their videos and want to use it in 10 more. And in just the last 2 weeks, YouTube creators have used our music in videos which have racked up over 250,000 views. We're massively excited that we've proved that computers can generate quality music.
Now, obviously, music is used in much more than just video, and we have big plans for expansion. Music's everywhere. It's in film, TV, radio, podcasts, games, and we want to provide unique, responsive music to all of these industries. What we've basically done is taken the process of music composition and made it really, really scalable. This is like giving every person in the world their own personal composer to write them music that reacts to the action in the game they're playing or the speed they're running at, and we think that idea is really, really exciting. Now, we want to do a demo for you, but we don't just want to show you the site in action because we think you can go and check it out in your own time. So we're actually going to do something a bit different. I think this might be a first for LeWeb', I'm not sure. I'm actually going to do a duet accompanied by Jukedeck's music. The rest of this pitch, that's how I'm going to do it. I hope you enjoy it. This is a duet between man and machine. So this is music composed note for note by our software. These notes you hear were never written by hand. They were not penned by woman or man. They were unplanned, chosen by a program that I ran when this pitch began. They'd never been heard when I got on stage. This is the first time that they've been played. Explained in the way that they were made is what we are doing for you here today. We built a tool that can write its own music. If you want to set the style, then you can choose it. We can give you electronic or acoustic. And if you're wondering why you might use it, imagine there's a video that you're creating. It's been weeks in the making, and you've painstakingly taken it frame by frame and got the whole take looking really super great. It's hard to find the right music. If you've got a song you like, you're not allowed to use it. Copyright means if you choose it for your video, YouTube will just remove it. But this writes stuff that is all unique. It will do it in any style you seek. All the other sites' prices are way too steep, so we made ours really, really cheap. It's not the price that is the main draw. We think Jukedeck can be much more. The exciting thing is you choose how it goes. You can make it calm or fast or slow. If your video is 43 seconds long and you need a song that will be bang on, We'll give you one that's no more, no less, and if you don't like it, hit refresh. So if you're making a video, please come to Jukedeck. There are no fees. Early users get a year for free. We love you, Paris. Thanks for having me.
That's a first. That's a first ever.
I'm glad.
Wow.
Much better than PowerPoint, no doubt.
Wow. Just kudos for trying that. I could not do that. Questions, Xavier?
What is the price?
So for simple music, it will be free. But if you want more advanced music, like a full orchestra or a sick drum and bass beat, you'll start paying.
And did you think to make a version to write books?
Yeah, that's coming next. That's coming next. No.
You know, I had to answer a question when I graduated from college from my mother. My mother said, "What, David, are you going to do with a degree in computer music?" And I finally have an answer. I can actually say that I have something to add here. So the real question for me, because I did spend 4 years trying to make a computer sound interesting and creative and musical, and failing completely, is, was it that I just sucked, or have computers gotten better? You know, what is it that you have learned that makes you believe that you'll be able to make emotional music as opposed to simply kind of mechanical music?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't that you sucked. Mostly the computer's getting better, I'm sure. We've based it. My background is I'm a composer, as you heard. That was kind of my entire background. Music theory has always been my thing. In fact, I've actually been working on the back end of this for about 4 years, so similar time frames. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. I mean, music is insanely complicated. What we've done is we've been breaking down music theory into elements that can make up a code base and really break it down to its lowest level, so that the idea is it gets easier and easier to make it better. It understands about melodic contour, it understands about different chords, it understands about phrase lengths, structure, that sort of thing. The more we do on it, the better it gets. And I think the fact that people are now using this music, and that Google using it in one of their videos, it sounds pretty good in there, kind of shows, I think, that we can make it pretty good.
Thanks. Are you trying to score the quality of the output? I mean, how do you do that?
At the simplest level, will people use it in their public products? And they already are. So that's the very sort of base level. Beyond that, I'm sure we'll integrate some sort of rating system or something like that. That will be relatively easy to do. But are people prepared to use it?
If I'm looking for free music without any copyright, we have tons. But I'm talking about human music. So why should I buy an electronic
I mean,
one?
there is lots of kind of free music out there. I mean, most of it actually isn't very good. There is some good stuff, but lots of it's not very good. So, I mean, there are two things really, like two big advantages I see of what we're doing. Firstly, we think we can make really, really good stuff. But secondly, well, there are actually more than this. But secondly, what's really exciting, we think, is the responsive nature of this. So the idea that because this music is written in real time, you press a button and the server goes and writes it just right then. You will be able to actually tell the music what to do. So if 20 seconds into your video you want it to change style, you'll be able to tell it to do that, which is just an insane amount of control and the kind of thing that you just can't do at the moment. So we think that's really, really positive. And I mean, finally, the other thing, and this is something we're hearing from YouTube creators, is that YouTube have got this massive music library that you can just use for free. But even then, people reuse the same tracks over and over. And we've actually had people complain to us that their fans are using the same tracks they've used, and so they're just becoming really common. Like every single one of these tracks is unique, and we think that we want to give every video on the web a unique soundtrack.
So do you get to a point where the software's better at second-guessing the mood for different parts of the video than the human?
I don't know, and I mean we're not there yet. So I should be clear, we've got sort of no mood recognition stuff in our software yet. There's an amazing mood recognition startup here somewhere who we've been talking to the last few days. We don't have that yet. We fully plan on integrating that at some stage. Hopefully we'll make it easy for people. Who knows?
So which way around the mood? There's the mood of the video, there's also the human mood. So
yeah.
Which way around were you thinking?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Well, you can sense my mood, right? There's lots of sensors doing that, and people working on those things, and then to give you the right music for my mood, or the mood within the video.
I think people are working on both those things, and we've always seen our USP as being the fact that this stuff can write music. I think once you've done that, you can integrate with other people. We're not experts in that sort of thing, but other people are amazing at it, so we fully plan on partnering up with people.
Congratulations on your song. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
What I liked in your pitch was the song. So I think I'm going to be the one who's asking ethical question here today. What is the future of art?
That is a fascinating question, and don't get me wrong, I and we think about a huge amount. I think there's an element of art, especially of music, that is quite mathematical. I think there's no denying that, but it's not like the whole of music is mathematical. There's this layer on top of music that is emotion and that is memory that's not really what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is right now try and provide something that makes something easy for people. Right? This is a massive problem. We want to make it easier. But in the long term, what's the future of art? I think for us, we have long-term ideas for this, and we ultimately. And maybe this is the way some art will go. I don't know. We ultimately want to be partnering with musicians. I think recorded music has only been a thing for 100 or so years. Before that, music was different every time you listened to it. Whereas now, for 100 years, we've just sort of made this decision that music will be this thing that we record it on one day, and then we listen to the same version of a track again and again and again. Whereas that's not what live music's about, and that's not what music was about for thousands of years before that. If we can get to a stage where we can have, a system that actually responds to things in your environment, so that music isn't the same every time you listen to that, I think that would be really, really cool. And the way we want to kind of contribute to bringing that about is by building this software.
Who is, for purposes of copyright, regarded as the composer of this thing?
So the copyright is retained by Jukedeck, but all music is licensed royalty-free. So you can use your music wherever, on TV, in adverts, online, in your business, and you won't be paying any royalties.
And one question, Mrs. Minister, are you going to use this format in the cabinet meetings?
I'm not sure we need it because we already sing and compose music in my team,
So when I was a kid, we played a very nerdy game, and it was this Bach composition game where it had a set of phrases, and you would roll dice, and it would pick based on the set of phrases what was the next phrase, and you'd put together a piece that emulated Bach. And then when you'd play it on the piano, it actually was quite a good emulation of Bach, and it was pleasurable enough. But after you played it enough times, you realized that essentially it was the same song in every instance. And so I guess what I wonder is to what degree there is sufficient variety in the algorithms that you're creating that over time you don't create a lot of different, to some degree, tracks that are ultimately sound all the same. And so have you had enough opportunity to sort of run the algorithms to determine if it all moves towards a single norm?
Yeah, that is. I think there's an apocryphal story that Mozart actually came up with that game and did it himself. It's a great game. We've looked into that a bit. A lot. Variation is really, really important to us. And we're working on that. There are two different ways you can approach it, as I'm sure you know. But on the one side is the compositional side, and the second is the production. So on the production side, you can kind of use more instruments and that sort of thing. And variation is actually very easy, really, to get there. The really interesting question comes in composition. We're breaking music down further and further. We're giving it more and more choices, really, a bigger and bigger understanding of what to do. So the more of those that we give it, when we suddenly we spend a week teaching it about a certain aspect of music, that's then a whole new field of choices it can make. So the more work we do on it, the more varied it gets, and that will only increase as we go forward.
You know, there is a talk in YouTube, which I'm sure you saw it, that all music was stolen from Canon of Pachelbel.
Yeah.
Yours also?
We would love it if it produced something that sounded like Pachelbel's Canon. That would be fantastic. It's a lovely piece.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.